So we're back now, obviously at the new house, as you can see. It's going to be a work in progress. I've no garage at all, because the build, to be fair, ran on a lot more expensive than I thought. But we need to get the golf going, and to try and help do that, I have bought these steel ramps with a hydraulic lift. So that is really just to try and, that's to help me lift the carriage up a bit higher, so it's easier to work on. So we get these opened, see what they're like, see if we can get this car moved. It may not start, it'll lay up for a while now. Obviously cold weather, batteries don't do too good in cold weather when they're not being used. It's nearly out of fuel, so probably going to have to go to the filling station, grab 5 or 10 litres just to keep that going. Don't want to run it empty. But let's get a move on. And I'm sure you guys can appreciate the time it takes. I'm probably slower than some people doing this stuff, but I don't like to rush it. I like taking time, no stress. So let's see how good this is. So, seems sturdy. Instructions. And there is one steel ramp. It's not as high as I would have thought, but in saying that, that does jack up. So it's meant to go to like, I don't know, 390 I think. I think that's what I read. They weren't dear, like, I think they were under £200, which is not the worst, to be honest, off Amazon. I've seen ones on Facebook Marketplace and they were looking £200, and they were second hand and they looked like shit and they didn't jack up. But I think they're good for 2 ton. I'll confirm when I check. How do you lower it? That's the question. Obviously instructions are there for a reason. And they are not in English. Really helpful. The moment of truth. Will the car drive up? I can't even see. No, I'm gonna need somebody to assist me on the vision end of it. Well, I need the wheels to be on this. So when the front wheel touches this bit. Probably not very safe. If I wreck it, it may as well be recorded. I'll need it touch the front leg.
Yeah, but there's a very high chance of flat off the edge. Fast.
I'm trying not to go too fast. Oof. So there we go, we're on. Hopefully this thing's secure. We'll give it a check. Feels it. I think we're high enough for what I need at the minute. We don't need to jack her up. We'll leave it there. Oh, there we go. Oh, right. We need to do this headlight, don't we? We're just heading to Volkswagen to collect some parts. Missing headlight bolts for the new headlight. They either got binned during the house move or they just weren't there. But I need a couple of wee bolts just to connect the back of the headlight. And there's a wee bolt that goes in the front that seems to space the headlight out. So let's get on the road here. We're in the electric car, which is not my favourite, but it's my work car. That's all I have at the moment because the Jeep is now in BMW. It's due a service for oil, oil and brake fluid. I'll probably, obviously I can't do it myself, but with the warranty on the Jeep, I need to keep it with the dealer because I'm not a VAT registered mechanic, nor am I a qualified mechanic. One thing about the electric vehicles, I suppose, is they are very smooth to drive. You just have instant power, no gear changes, so they're sort of good in that way, but this here is atrocious on like your mileage range. Oh, I'm down. I've had the flu the last few days, so I haven't had the energy to do too much, but we just have to keep moving. Stuff needs done. But back on the electric vehicle, I suppose, so this is a BMW i4. I don't actually know the model, don't know the kilowatts of the battery, but range wise I think it's meant to do like 300 mile to a full charge. I'll be honest with you, like this time of year it's minus what, 2 outside, you're lucky to get 170 mile, and in the summertime that seems to be in around 200 to 210. And like I'm driving it in Eco Pro mode to try and maximise the battery life. It's not ideal, it's probably okay for city driving, but I do a lot of driving up and down the motorway and I need to charge literally every single day, so it's not very cost effective. Cheap on tax, obviously your benefit in kind is cheap, but I do believe the Labour government is trying to screw us on that one as well, changing the way these electric cars are taxed. 3 pence per mile and anything else they're bringing in. But my main gripe, I suppose, is there's no buttons. You have steering wheel controls, but like to access your heated seat, or you want to change your ventilation, or how hot the air is, everything's touch. You have to use the screen. So it's annoying. It's not straightforward, and it's very distracting when you're driving, because you can't just flip a knob. The X7 I like because it does have buttons. The newer facelift X7 is like this i4, it's a bigger touchscreen, and everything is controlled through your touchscreen. It looks the part, it's just not very practical, and it's definitely not safe. I don't care what anyone says. You're driving along these country roads at night time and you're trying to adjust your heating or something, or maybe need to turn how powerful your air vents are, up or down. You have to go into the menu to do that. We'll get these headlight bolts and then we'll see what else we need. That'll allow me to get the new headlight fitted. I'll be able to get the wing back on. The door has to come off to put the wing on because of that, what is it? The wee plastic trim, if you remember from a previous video. I didn't get the bumper back on. Now the bumper did have the washer jet broke and I ordered them. The only thing is I don't know if the bit I ordered, even though it's for a Golf GTD, is the right bit because it looks different. So we'll try and get that connected and fitted and see if I can maybe make it work. If I can't, I'll probably just have to go to Volkswagen again and order from the main dealer, because the bits that are on Amazon and eBay all seem to be different, and it's just ever so slightly, but that slight change just means it might not fit the bracket inside the bumper, and then that would really be the car ready to go. It'll need MOT'd. I have a full maxed on styling kit to go on as well, so that'll really sport it up. I suppose it needs a really good clean, good detail. The body work is not the worst, but a few scores on it that should polish out. And the M140 is gone. I suppose that's news. So it actually was exported to a different country, which is surprising, but it's not really. You know, when you live in Northern Ireland, the south of Ireland is actually a different country. It's in the EU, where we're part of the United Kingdom. I need to get the paperwork filled out for it still and send it off to the DVLA. And excuse my voice, I know it's bad enough at times to listen to me, but the throat is aching and phlegmy and coughing. But taking lots of ivermectin and curcumin and zinc and all sorts to get my immune system back up and running, so it does seem to be helping. And hopefully the bits I've ordered, or the bits I need, because I couldn't find it on the computer. I only needed one bolt. It's I think it's called a compensation bolt. It's like a wee rubber bung on it that spaces it out. And for some reason he couldn't find it, so I've had to order a headlight fitting kit. And now we're down to 57 miles. Now I had 73 miles on this when I started, so it goes to show how fast your mileage drops. And we've drove all of 2 miles. And sure, as you can see, I haven't even been speeding, just cruising along. We're at the VW place. I'll reverse in, because if I don't do it this direction, it'll be pretty hard to reverse out onto the main road. Let's go and see what they have. So here we are, Admiral May's Volkswagen dealership. There's my A4. So we'll go in here and get the parts. I'll not record inside because they're probably weird about that. We're back out, good and bad. Got my bolt for the front of the headlight, and the fixing kit didn't have the bolt I needed, so it's a compensation bolt. So it's like a rubber grommet with the bolt, and like spaces the headlight out. It must help take the vibration out of it when you're driving. So they've sent back the fixing kit, and today is Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. See, when you're not well, your head, you don't think straight. They're not going to have it in the Monday now because of the holidays. 26 quid for one wee bolt. That's wild. What can you do? You need it. And I suppose you don't see all these wee costs adding up. It's all the wee small things that get you in the long run. But we should be able to fit the headlight with what I have. I get that done. Should be able to put the wing on as well. I don't think it'll be in the road. I can get underneath the wing to fit it from memory. So we'll try and, I suppose we'll try and rebuild everything we can now, and then that will be the last bit to go in. Just need the weather to pick up with it. I don't really want to stand outside. It's -2. Freezing cold, and I'm very domesticated these days. But we'll head back to the house now because the wife has to go to Tesco and do a bit of shopping, and I believe she has to go down to the gym as well and do some orders. It's the other side of my life you don't see. Keeping the other businesses running good, at, you know, training, keeping your protein high. Obviously I'm sick now, but I don't generally get sick that often. I don't even know how I ended up being sick, but the whole house is sick. The wife, the kids, people at work aren't well, so I suppose I was inevitably going to catch it. Well, hopefully another day or two I'll be right as rain, as to say. But if you want to see some training videos, I can fire some in, give you a few hints and tips on how to get jacked. Not that I'm overly jacked anymore, but I used to be. So I do know what I'm doing. I know my shit, like. I know how to build bodies and rebuild cars. We're still learning on the cars, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far. Another gripe with this, so you're sitting at 30 mile an hour and everything's nice and fine, the car's not having a shit fit. You do 31 mile an hour and it starts beeping at you. So every time you go anywhere, and it's not even that you're breaking the speed limit, because 31 could be 29, depends on your calibration, but it picks up speed limits wrong at times and it beeps at you, which is really annoying because it's just beep, beep, beep. So you have to hold the set button down for like 3 seconds to cancel that out. And you can go into your menu, this is the thing, it's brilliant. You can go into the menu and you can turn all that stuff off. Like you can set your lane departure where you want and turn it off, turn the speed warnings off. As soon as you stop the car and start it again, it's all back on. So it's not good. Like, you should just be able to have the ability to set your settings and save them the way you want. And another thing that's annoying, this morning it was freezing. Obviously it's -2, so the car was froze. Now what do you normally do? You get out, start your car, put the heater on, get your back window heater on, get it all defrosted. No. Not in your electric car, at least not in this BMW. Because, see when your door's open, as soon as you take your foot off the brake, the car switches off. So, what the fuck? I should have recorded it for a laugh. Like, what's the fix? Put the window down, hang in through the window with your hand on the brake, hit the start button, then put your window on the max and put the rear defrost on. What the fuck? Who does that shit like? Seriously, need to sort this out. Once again, maybe there's a setting, I don't know. There might be a setting that lets the car stay on with your door open, but I can't find it. So if somebody knows, drop it in the comments and let me know, because can you imagine my missus going out like trying to defrost the car in the morning and the only option you have to do is sit on it? And yes, you do have the app that has the climate control on it. It doesn't always work. I tried it this morning, it wouldn't connect to the car. Obviously that's based off your like mobile phone network, so there's a SIM card in the car for it to work. Where I live, network coverage is not very good, it's shite. So that's why I had to go out and try and defrost the car. Whereas in the X7, before it went to BMW for the service, went out, started the car, turned the heaters on, closed the door, car kept running. By the time I got my shoes on and the coat, it was nice and toasty warm. That's another thing needs addressed. They just need to do away with these electric cars, to be honest. Or go back to hybrid. I liked hybrid, I could live with it. Because at least when you're running out of fuel, you just go to the filling station, stick some petrol in. And then if you want a good burst of power, the electric motor's kicking. I had the 330E, is it? The last model, it was pretty good. It was nice. 300 brake, I think, from 2 litre petrol. Or 210, and the rest was electric. Brought you up to 300. So it was quite nippy. Plus, being hybrid, you saved a wee bit of money on your benefit behind. We're nearly back to the house here now. I only need to eat because I am starving. The only thing I had this morning was my coffee when I got up, because I was dying. So you wake up and you're not well and you're all stuffed and congested. It took a good hour to get cleared up. We're back at the house now. And now we're down 48 miles. So there you go, you have had a wee journey. Next time I see you will be back on the Golf. Hopefully with the headlight and the wing on and the bumper. Fingers crossed. The bumper, as I say, is hitting this. I might need another part for it.